Okay, hopefully this doesn't take too long, but I am starting it from scratch. And but what I want to show you today is how to design a cantilever toolbox. I've had a look online. There's nothing like this online, so that I could find with my initial searches. So I'm just going to dive straight in. This is 100 by 300 by 600. I'm going to do an offset of 3 to create a thin wall. I'm going to do a push-pull down of 97. Okay, so just those measurements again. I'll put them on actually in advance. That's 300 by 600 by 100. Okay, I'll leave those measurements on the bottom. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to find a midpoint, and I'm going to start drawing from this midpoint along, and I'm going to explain this as I go. I'm going to draw across 15 on the green line. It has to be on the green line. It has to be going perfectly middle line. 40, 40, 40. And it starts to do this intuitively for you. That will leave you with a remaining 15 on that side. Let's do that again, 40. Okay, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to rub away the end line and that middle line. And that leaves me with these two bits here, these two eyes. I'm going to go at 40. And then I'm going to make a little triangle here. I'm going to do the same here. And in fact, I'm going to do the same here as well. Shouldn't have rubbed out that middle line. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so you've got two different sizes of linkages that go between a cantilever drawers. You've got like one long one and you've got two short ones. Okay, this is so that it kind of goes back into place correctly, and these are always set at usually 45-degree angles, hence the fact that I've done 45-degree diagonals through a 40 by 40 square. Okay, I'm going to just do the first drawer. Okay, the first drawer, I'm going to be making a component as well, so that's going to be 600, 150 base, and then it's going to be 100 high, because I'm making this 600 by 300 by 300 in totality. And then I'm going to do my 3 mil. I'm going to do my push-pull down 97 again, so that leaves me with a thickness of at the base of 3 mil. I'm going to go halfway again. Now this time I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go across from my midpoint 15. I'm going to go across another 40. I'm going to go across another 40. I'm going to go across another 40, which is doing automatically. I'm going to go up 40. I'm going to go down to my point. I'm going to draw those triangles again. And this just basically, what this will do is this will give me anchoring points for when I actually put on the linkages. I'm going to get rid of that last one there. Okay, and I can explode this after I've made it the component to rub out those details. They're just mainly construction lines at the moment. I'm going to make this component. I'm not even going to bother calling it a name. I'm just going to make it component 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it now, edge to edge, there on top, which you have to kind of get to. Now, I'm going to be just drawing another guideline, first of all, and there's going to be a couple of different guidelines that I'm thinking about using here, okay? So firstly, I'm going to just draw 3 guidelines going along this line, going along this end point, and those will go magenta. You need to make them, I'm not saying that you have to have a specific length for these, but longer is better, because you know, you might find that you are drawing this and you get to the stage where you're actually putting the third box on top, or the third drawer if you like, and you can always make those lines a bit longer so long as you're going along that parallel magenta line. Now you're going to see why I put these in, because I'm going to shift along my drawer along this line until those lines meet my points of inference, and they should meet up perfectly, and those triangles should also meet up perfectly if I've done this right. Okay, need to move this along just a touch more. Okay, that looks to be correct. Okay, good. And what I'm going to do now, always using the shift button together with the roller ball to get that panning, I'm going to go up and across again. Okay. It's a bit tricky. It wants to kind of grab it on somewhere else. That's fine. Great. Okay, so that's half the battle done already. What I want to now do is figure out the lengths that I require. Okay, so the lengths of my linkages. Okay, so the middle linkage is going to go all the way from one point to the other point, and the other two are going to be short ones. Okay, they're going to be half size, or a third size I should say. So this would go to here, so that is 142. Great, I'll just draw that out. I think what I'll do is I can draw it out. I'll draw it out straight going up. That's along the blue axis. 1, 4, 2. Done. Okay, that will save me time later. Okay, the other one is, it's quite a bit longer. That's 283. So let's also draw 283 on the blue axis. If it's not blue, it's not going straight up. You see, that's gone straight up. Now, I want to make these look realistic, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to include a little bit of thickness to these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw along this line, along the red axis, and I think I'll make them 15. Oh, that's wrong. So one side is 15, so that side's already 15. So if we draw that out to 15, that's fine. It's job done. And the same with this one. 15. Okay, great. At both ends, what I want to do is put a circle, because basically this is the end point. All right, great. And usually that's how they usually look like anyway. You've got a midpoint here, you've got a midpoint somewhere around here, which I'm going to find by using the midpoint tool. But I'm using the line tool, and I'm drawing a line inside of these. Now I'll explain why I'm going to do this afterwards. But at the midpoint here, I'm going to also draw a center. You'll find me the center. Where's the center? Or maybe if I draw a line along, it will find the center for me. There we go, there's the midpoint. Thought it would be a bit higher. And I'm going to draw a circle there as well. Now, initially I made these 3D and then I put them on. I'm going to wait to do that until after. So firstly I'm going to make them a component. And it's really important that you draw them standing up, because otherwise if you draw them sitting down, lying flat on the ground, how you normally draw a box, then it's going to be difficult to rotate them into a place where you can get them onto the side faces of these accurately. Okay, brilliant. That's great. I'm going to rub out these lines now. I don't need them anymore. Don't need that anymore. Okay, great. And I'm going to be rubbing out those lines afterwards. So let's hopefully see if this has worked. So I'm actually going to duplicate this by using the move and control. Great. And I'm going to move this now center to here. Okay, that looks good so far. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to be rotating this. Before I do that, I should really... Oh, it's okay actually, because it is a component. I've made it a component, so it won't interact with this below. That's not a component. The base is not a component. So I'm going to rotate this now, and hopefully I'll be rotating it 45 degrees. Yes, perfect. Good. Happy with that. Okay, I'm going to select the other one. Now this one goes somewhere completely different. It goes sort of symmetrically, I suppose you could say. It goes over here to this point there, where I will rotate it. If I can just get it onto the red axis, please. And I don't want it rotating from that center point, I want it rotating it from here. So maybe if I just turn it slightly. Okay. Yeah, there's some sort of confusion with that, but I can just rotate it 45 and I'll move it across a little bit. That's fine. So I'll get away from the rotation tool and just use the move tool to do that last piece there, and that will snap to that point there. So that's absolutely fine. Phew, so far so good. Last one. Let's move it over. Oh, not that one, I still had the wrong one selected. That's the thing with components, you have to have the right one selected. Now I would say this is probably getting into intermediate skills levels with the use of SketchUp. Okay, let's try rotating this. Hopefully it works. If not, we can just use, yeah, that's going to be fine. 45 degrees. I'm happy. No, 45. Yep, good. Now the reason I've got those triangles is now becoming clear, is so that I've got something that I can snap to. Okay, I'm getting rid of those triangles now. I no longer need them. And at this point in time, I can actually sort of go back into my components and change them as well. If you want to do this, well, I'll do that in a moment, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to explode these. I'm going to explode this as well. The problem when you explode is it's going to join to the thing below it. That just happens automatically, but to actually erase lines I need to explode it. But that's fine because the three links on top are components. I can probably actually edit those. Now one of the things that SketchUp doesn't do, to the best of my knowledge, is to show movement and things. I think you can do animations. I haven't kind of figured that out yet, but what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to try and edit this component. See if I can pull it out a bit. Can we do that? Oh, I see. Okay, that's interesting. Let's undo that for a moment. Let's try rubbing this out. And that's working on both components at the same time. Oh, I like it. I'm also going to draw a circle in the middle. I'm going to make that 3mm. It's awesome. It's doing both at the same time, which is really cool. 3mm. And I'm just going to get rid of those inner parts of the ring. And I'm going to pull this out by, we'll do everything in 3. 3 are not to be 3. Okay, and fine. And what do? And we click away and we finished editing. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. you find out new things with this program every day. It's just such a pleasure to use. Okay, so let's try and edit this one. Edit component. I'm going to rub out those bits again. That's not affecting anything because basically this is a component which I've drawn separately from the other one, but I want to also do those 3 mil holes. Three radius holes, I should say. 3's done. That holding down the shift, well, I'm obviously working on a PC, but holding down that shift button while using the roller of your mouse is just, it's the best. See, I can just kind of pull and push my work plane around as I see fit. Right, maybe I should have done this with the other drawers and that would have kept them discrete and separate, but it's a learning process even for me. Great. Okay, I am happy with that, and I'm just going to go back to the select tool and click anywhere away, and that's done. You can still see the outlines underneath where the other lines were. Delete those away if you want to be nice and tidy. Okay, I'm not sure if that's put a hole through my box. No, that's good. Let's get rid of that and that. And up here, it's the same. They look okay. Okay, great. Now, right, I haven't got anything on the other side. I could probably, you know, if I wanted to finish this off, I could do the other side as well. Obviously, I'm missing the 3 boxes from this side. I'll just quickly put those on. I'll draw them out. So that is 600, 150. Push pull that up. Oops, undo, escape. Don't know what happened there. That wasn't good. Push pull the right thing up, 100. And then shift, and let's have a look. And we will do this thing, 3. Push pull it down. 97 again. And I'm just going to make this a component so I can move it around without interrupting other things. Make component, okay. And going to move it up this corner to this corner, and then I'm just going to press Control and move and duplicate it as I move it. Now, if I was going to do this professionally, I'd do like links on both sides. I just wanted to show one side. This is kind of for preview purposes only, and it keeps the size of the video down. I'm going to select the whole thing, use Paint Bucket. I'm going to use metal. I'm going to use this sort of zinc style, and that hopefully to the eye looks like a toolbox, a cantilever toolbox with the linkages. Now remember, the measurements were 15, 40, 40, 40, 15, and these were like standing up. That's the best way to kind of get them pushed, pulled, and located to the surface. I hope that you found this helpful, and you know, you can sort of like keep watching out for new videos. I'm adding new ones all the time. Thanks for watching.